Hi, Kaveh Saidi here, violinist and music educator, back today with another lesson in my series called Essential Elements for Strings, Book 1. This lesson series is for violin and viola primarily, but if you're cello or bass, you can also follow along. And last couple lessons, we learned how to pluck the string. Remember, that's called pizzicato. Today we're going to use the bow, and that's called Arco. So if you don't know how to hold the bow, what you want to do is go back to a previous lesson that I made that tells you how to hold the bow. The bow hand is going to look like this. Remember, so there's some exercises in that lesson that you're going to want to be able to do, like the pencil or pen exercise. Remember that? If you're good at that, and it looks pretty much like we did in the video, you can move on to holding the bow. Don't forget, you're going to wrap your fingers around, slide down to as soon as you touch the frog, you're going to stop, put your pinky on top. These three fingers are going to be around the bow. If you're cello, you can do this, or bass, but violin and viola are going to put their pinky on top. Also, there's a video I made about the pinky hold available at Sharp Music, where you put this on the end of the screw right on the top side of your bow looking this way. That's going to help you learn where to put your pinky. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on because it's kind of fun. And make sure you can do all those exercises like spider and hold your bow in the correct way. Another thing to do before you start using the bow is get the bow ready in your right hand while you're holding the violin in rest position. Remember, we talked about guitar position or rest position. You need to be able to have your hands free so you can get the book, so you can get a drink of water or something and walk around the room without dropping your violin. But also you need to be able to get your bow ready before you play. So I'm sliding my hand down, putting my pinky on top of the bow, getting a little comfortable. Maybe I'm doing some finger push-ups to get ready to play page 4 with the bow. You're going to want to let go with your left hand, grab your hamburger, look at the button like you're going to eat your hamburger, but don't eat it, please. It doesn't taste good. End of the button goes on the side of your neck, and you can hold the violin like this at first, but try doing this. Slide like we talked about, your left hand, keeping your wrist straight and your fingers above the strings but not touching. Remember, they should look like letter C's. You should be a little bit wiggly, so wiggle a little bit, turn your head to the left, and after you get your bow hand ready, remember the horsehair is pointing to the floor. Your hand looks like a crane. Both wrists are straight. Your right hand fingers are curvy, pinky's on top. You're going to put the bow on the D string 1 inch from the bridge. How far? 1 inch. 1 inch from the bridge, maybe 1.5 inches. And you're going to pull the bow. You're going to open up your elbow and close your elbow so that only your forearm is moving. Remember, if you're hearing this, it means you're pressing too hard. You also might be on the wrong string. So you're going to want to tilt the bow until the horsehair is 1 inch from the bridge on the D string. Tilting your bow might look like this. You're going to flap your chicken arm. Flap your arm like a chicken until you get to the D string, keeping your both wrists straight. Don't do this. Put your bow 1 inch from the D string and tilt the bow if you're on the wrong string, so you're on the D string. Gently pull the bow back and forth on the D string. If you're hearing this, it's because you're playing the wrong string by accident. If you're hearing this, you're playing the A string by accident, so you're going to want to tilt the bow until you're only touching the D string 1 inch from the bridge. See if you can do this a lot. And you don't want to hear this scratchy sound, because that means you're pressing too hard or squeezing something. Also, if you hear this, you're too close to the bridge. If you play over the fingerboard like this, it's going to be too soft, and it's going to put your parents to sleep. So you're going to want to put your bow 1 inch from the bridge at all times, about 1 inch, and keep your bow straight. So how do I check if my bow's straight? I can look in a mirror, or I can get my phone, pause the video, get your phone selfie cam and look in the selfie cam to see if your bow's straight, or go into the bathroom and And look in the mirror of the bathroom to see if your bow's straight. Basically, you want to see railroad tracks with the bridge. So this is one track, the bow stick, and the other track is the bridge. And you're going to see those railroad tracks. So it should look like this. Not like this, not like an X, not like a triangle. The bow should be straight with the bridge, and it should be a little bit closer to the bridge than it is to the fingerboard. Remember, that's called the fingerboard. So the bow should not look like this quite yet. It should be a little bit closer to the bridge than it is to the fingerboard. You're going to have to tilt your bow to be on the right string and practice that a few times. Ready? Let's go to the A string. So to get to the A string, you're going to drop your arm a little bit, tilting the bow this way to get to the A string. See if you can play your A. Viola, cello, you can do this too. If you're cello, you're going to be raising your arm to get to the A string. Go ahead and play the A for a while. You want to get this kind of a sound. Not this kind of a sound. Not this kind of a sound. Right? If you're on this side of the bridge, it's going to sound like that. So go ahead and put it on the right, the correct side, A. If you're violin, let's play some E's. Tilt your bow, raise your arm to get to the G string, and play a bunch of G's. Play a bunch of D's. Play a bunch of A's. Drop your arm. Remember, the bow is 1 inch from the bridge. Go play a bunch of E's. Are you getting it? You might have to pause the video right now and do this for a very, very long time. Maybe you want to watch some other videos on other violinists, type violinists into YouTube, and see how they hold the bow and see where they put their bow relative to the bridge. If you're back, we're going to go ahead and go to number 2, now using the bow. It says P-I-Z-Z, pizzicato, but after you get good at pizzicato, page 4, 5, 6, and 7, in person, when I teach in person, I go back to page 2 with the bow. So let's go ahead and fix your bow hand. Make sure your violin is parallel to the ground. Thumbprint right about here. Your fingers are close but not touching, making the letter C. Your elbow here is away from your body a little bit to keep that violin straight. Turn your head to the left. Put your bow on the D string. Make sure you might have to close one eye to see. Close your right eye to see if your bow is just on the D string. Find it. Here's D. Let's say and play number 2 like we did before. 1, 2, 3. Read it. Go. D, D, D. Rest. D, D, D. Rest. D, 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 D. One more time. Go. And D, D, D. Rest. D, D, D. Rest. D, 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 D. Stop. Freeze. Look at your bow. Is it straight? Look at your left wrist. Is it straight? Is it away from the violin? Are you getting tired? If you're getting tired, go to rest position. Wiggle out. Roll your head around a little bit because we're about to play number 3 and 4 using the bow. All right? Grab your hamburger. Look at your button. Violin on the left shoulder. Turn your head to the left. Remember, I'm not a mirror, so you're doing this opposite me. Make sure the book is in front of you to your left a little bit, kind of in line with your violin. Holding the violin with your chin rest. Slide your hand out. Curve your fingers close to the strings. Get your bow ready. Maybe you want to get ready with the bow before you do all this left hand stuff. Put your bow on the A string. It should sound like this. Play some A's. Put your bow 1 inch from the bridge. Make sure it's straight. Read the notes while you play. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Go. And A, A, A. Rest. A, A, A. Rest. A, 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 A. Big bows to play louder. A, A, A. Rest. A, A, A. Big bows, please. A, 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 A. Good. And a couple things you're going to notice is that if you keep your bow 1 inch from the bridge, you'll be making a nice sound. Remember, don't press into the string too hard so it makes that scratchy sound. You want to feel like you're petting a cat, petting a big cat. And also, if you do big bows instead of little bows, if you do big bows, it'll be louder. So what we want to do is don't play faster, play as steady as I'm playing, but use big bows like you're, I don't know, like you're flying through the air in an airplane in the bow. I guess the bow's the airplane. Big bows to play louder, and that's what we want. If you're making a little bit of noise and you're hitting the other strings by accident, don't even worry about it. It's fine, all right? Just keep trying and do it about 400 or 500 times, and it'll be perfect. All right, going on to number 4. Go ahead and get ready. Actually, let's try this time getting ready with our bow hand, fixing our fingers like we did in the other lessons previously. So all your violin bow hand fingers should be curvy. You should see that hole right in the middle. Pinky on top. Fingers should look like this. Do a few push-ups so you get a little stronger. Remember, you don't need to be strong to play the violin. Get your left hand ready. Your hamburger on your left shoulder. Slide your hand out. We're going to do number 4 to the team. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Number 4. Go. Rest and tilt your bow to get to the D string. Tilt to get to the A string. Again, go. Big bows to play loud. Rest. Rest. Good. That one, number 4, you might have to do that a bunch of times. Like, I'm thinking maybe 10 realistically before you move on. Number 5, you could do on your own right now. So go ahead and pause the video and practice number 5 on your own. Are you back? Did you pause the video? Anyway, we're going to move on. Number 6 is exactly like number 4. So you could practice that on your own when you're done watching this video about 500 or 600 times. Number 7. You're going to say it, I'm going to play it. Number 7. Ready? 1, 2. On page 5, mix them up. Say it. D, A, D. Rest. A, D, A. If you could sing, even better. D, A, D, A, D, D, D. Let's do it one more time. Sing. 1, 2, 3. Now. D, A, D. Rest. A, D, A, rest. D, A, D, A, D, D, D. Did you get it? All right, now play it on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, see if you can play it about 3 or 4 times on your own. All right, are you ready? So you're going to get your violin hand ready under the violin in rest position, guitar position. Okay, fingers ready, check. Left hand, hamburger, look at the button. Into the left side of my neck, slide my hand out. Fingers are curvy, wiggle a little bit. Put your bow on the D string. Before you do number 7, see if you can tilt the bow on the string like this 1 inch away from the bridge. So you're going to be rotating your arm like this. See that? That's what we're going to be doing in this song. It's called a string crossing. And by the way, the first note is the bow is going to move to the right. Then you tilt to the A string, and the bow moves to the left. That's called an up bow. Down bow goes to the right. Up bow goes to the left. So I'm doing 2 motions. I'm going down, bow goes to the right. Then I tilt the bow to the A string. That's 2 motions to get ready to go to the left up bow on the A. See if you could do that a few times actually. D, down bow. A, up bow. One more time. Down bow. A, up bow. All right, get ready for D. Remember, we're going to the right first. Pretty much every song you're going to be going to the right with your bow. That's called a down bow. In the beginning of every song, you're going to be doing that. 1, 2, mix them up. Now play. D, A, D, rest. A, D, A, rest. D, A, D, A. We're going to play it again. One more time. Go. And D, A, D, rest. A, D, A, rest. D, A, D, A, D, D. Don't quit. D, rest. And when you're done, shout rest. I like to say the rest as a beginner. I'd like you to say the rest too, because it makes you feel that beat really strongly when you're not playing. So what you want to do is really say that rest out loud. See if you could say the rest when it happens. Also, you might want to dance too. That's going to keep you steady. Saying the rest in your head, saying the rest out loud, saying the notes while you play them is going to keep you steady. Remember, don't go fast as a beginner, and you can play the rest of this page on your own as many times as you want. Don't forget, if you had trouble with any of this, that it was kind of hard, but you kind of got it, but you still don't have it yet, you need to pause this video and practice on your own for about 5-10 minutes and come back to the video. Or if you're getting upset, by the way, and this is really frustrating, stop, go outside, do something fun, and come back to this lesson tomorrow. Because if you play while you're not feeling well, it's not going to go so well. So you want to make sure you're feeling good and ready to play every time you practice. And also, if you're still having trouble, type a question or comment below. And if you're one of my Philadelphia School District students, don't forget to type a question into your Google Classroom or send me an email. Again, my name's Kaveh Saidi, and I appreciate you watching this lesson. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. So what you're going to want to do is hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. There's like a little bell on my channel that you can hit so that you're notified when new lessons pop up. If you are still having trouble with this lesson, by the way, don't go on to the next lesson just quite yet. Really, you want to stay on about 2 pages for about a week, practicing with this video about 20 minutes a day, or on your own 20 minutes a day after you've seen the video. And when you really can play every song 3 times in a row, you'll know that you're ready for the next lesson. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and keep practicing, or go outside and do something fun. All right, peace.